interesting for everybody, right?
Absolutely. Thank you for that. All right. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to record it and then we'll just go from there. And hopefully Polly and Emu will be able to jump on with us. I'm not sure what's up. So I'm just going to move on. Um, so tonight is our wrap up. And it's just a really quick, as you recall, Kelly, an overview of what we've been doing over the last 13 weeks. And I can't believe I'm saying that, or the Leadership Development Program. And it just, this time really just seemed to fly by for me. I don't know about you, but it just flew by for me. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the key highlights that we learned. We'll do some, a little ceremony at the end, and then just talk about, what does this look like? So we have covered a lot. I feel like we've covered a lot. And for you, Kelly, going through this for round 2, I would imagine that it's just been a deeper kind of dive, if you will, into some of these topics, whether it's conversational selling, goal setting, planning, coaching, working the plan. Is that what you've experienced?
Absolutely. It's like a layer cake where you keep adding to that and it just gets better.
Yeah.
It becomes more habit, more natural to portray yourself that way, or to perform, or whatever word you want to put with that.
Yeah.
It becomes more natural. It's unfortunate that I guess I could say I lost a year of my business development by not moving forward with something similar to this on my own prior to the Leadership Development Program. So I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. And I agree with you. And I'm glad we're recording because Amy just said she's having problems with her phone. So we'll see if she can get in or not. Yeah. But, that has been one of our biggest learnings, coming from the coach perspective, is that it really is a layer cake. I think that's a beautiful analogy, because if you think about the first time, and I think about even Polly and Amy who are listening to the recording right now, for them it's that first layer, and some of it it feels different with that first layer versus the second layer. It does get more ingrained in you, and it does then become something that you practice. So I think that's a really great analogy. I love the layer cake. I'm going to use that. Rich, if you remember, Rich, that was what we talked about way at the beginning of this. And this Avon Coach approach is all about Rich and developing those relationships. Intentional interactions is how you do that. And that's really key. And it's designed to build our competence, right? And we do that through inspiring somebody else's heart. And so, of course, in this program, the way we started is we started out with what's our heart, what's important to us, that we all need to know, so that we can decide how we help other people decide what's their heart. We talked about grow in the conversational selling module, getting to know the person's needs, recommending the right Avon solution. Hi, who just joined us?
Amy.
Hi, Amy, you got in.
I did. I'm working at the school, and it's a long story, but I've been at 2 different schools today. I've been working since 12:30. I'm not done yet.
Wow.
Anyways, I had to find a place in this building that I would be able to pick up reception. So I'm sitting down at one hallway. So
good. Well, I'm here. I'm glad you're here. If you're getting a break from being at school all day, that's good. And
Yep.
We're recording this, Amy, so you'll be able to go back and look at the deck as well. What we're doing right now, Kelly's in the house. Polly hasn't joined us yet, but we're just kind of going through a wrap-up of what we've done together on this journey over the last 13 weeks. And so that's where we're at. So I'm just going to continue on, and I'll pause and see what you guys think along the way. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So our conversational selling module was all about GROW, getting to know the person and their needs, recommending the right Avon solution, those relatable stories that you guys have, those rich stories that you've accumulated in your Avon career, and then helping to get to the next steps of, here's what they want. How do we help them get there? And we talked about the 4 major success competencies. Now, the application guide, I sent it to you all, your last one in this journey, and I sent it to you via email before the call tonight. So when we have our next coaching call, this can be either your last coaching call for the Leadership Development Program, and we'll use this application guide as our premise, and we look at where are you now in those 4 major success competencies. So you can compare where you feel you are today versus where you were 13 weeks ago. And you will find some things have moved in that needle. You know, sometimes people will say, well, it didn't move fast enough or it didn't move as much as I want. But I think it's really important to celebrate movement, right? And Kelly said before you got on the call, Amy, we were talking about, you know, her going through this program twice. She did it one 13-week, took a break, and then came back a 13-week. And she said for her, it's been like a layer of a cake. You know, the first time around it was, you know, here's what it looked like. And the second time around, now I'm building on that. And we as coaches have really observed that as well with people that have come back and done the program, you know, more than one time. Marjorie Critchman was another example that Kelly, you know, was in one of the classes with, and she had done it in the pilot. And, you know, the first time was kind of like, Kelly, and you can jump in here and explain this too, but the first time, what I've heard people say was kind of like a learning or a relearning or a revisiting for me. And then the second time it was like, okay, now I get this more. Now how do I, you know, bring my team into this, right? And so that was kind of some of the layering that people have shared. And Kelly, did I give good analogy to that? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, each time you participate, you're adding more to your comfort level, more to your ability to just live it naturally. The habits that you're learning become second nature.
Yeah.
So part of your being.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I said that you'll get the application guide. You've already got it. And it's our last coaching session for this 13-week program. That being said, it's not your last coaching session ever if you don't want it to be. So I continue coaching with any alumni that want to continue on that journey. So just to kind of put that out there for you guys as well. Kelly's aware of that, but Amy, I didn't know if you were aware of that yet. So I want to put that out there. We also learned about coaching, so that was another one of our modules. So if you remember, it says here on the screen that the most important skill in coaching and selling is really to listen to what people want, right? And the best way to listen is to have those open-ended questions: what, how, when, where, you know, tell me more, those types of things that you use that solicit more information from the person so that you can match the right solution to them, and so that you can actually have a coaching conversation versus a telling conversation. We talked about SMART goals when we got into the goal setting module. And remember, SMART is specific, you know, measurable, so we can measure it. Attainable, is it attainable? Is it realistic? So is it realistic for me to say I'm a promoter right now, I want to be platinum executive leader by the end of the year? Is that realistic? I'm not so sure, right? And is it relevant? And is it time bound? So those are all different facets of SMART goals, and we learned about that. And then here we are. You know, we worked our plan, we set our plan, we set our goals, and now we're at the stage where we're 13 weeks into it, and it's time to celebrate, congratulate ourselves for the things that we learned. And rather than look at it from the things that we didn't learn or we wished we had done in the 13 weeks, look at it from the perspective of what can you celebrate that you've taken and you've learned on this journey. So I want to just give you guys a moment to share, what are you proud of about you and your journey the last 13 weeks and what you've accomplished? What are you proud of?
I'll go first.
Go, Amy. Or go, Kelly.
I'm really proud of, like I was saying before, how what I've learned has become so much more second nature.
Mhm.
When you were going through the grow, I'm like, oh my gosh, I do all those things because, and it's not because I'm reading it on a list. Oh, I've got to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. It's because that's what I've been doing. I've learned to do, and it just is part of who I am now. So while I've been doing that, I'm much more comfortable sharing the opportunity. I'm much more comfortable waiting for people to join me. I'm much more comfortable with sharing with them and connecting and receiving from them as well. What their life is like, how Avon can impact them, getting feedback from them, and just working with them so that Avon becomes the option that they need for their life. And that's what I'm really excited about, is because it's just become part of who I am. It's not just something that I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that
You know,
make sense?
it makes perfect sense. And Amy, I'm going to come to you in a minute, but I have to tell you, and I'm sharing this with Kelly, but I'm also sharing it with you, Amy, as an observation of working with Kelly. You know, I've worked with Kelly a little bit longer, Amy, than you and I have worked together. But what I've seen, Kelly, you know, since we started this journey, I don't know how many months ago, not just this one, but the one before, right?
Right.
The growth that I've seen in you, and when you say things like it's just kind of become second nature to me because I practice it, I've learned it, I don't necessarily need to read it on a piece of paper anymore. It's like second nature, but it's in my heart. And I also, what I've observed in you is I have observed your confidence level go through the roof. And I have to tell you, that has been so fun as a coach to watch you in that space and how that is translating, because you're taking that now and you're translating that over to your team. You're doing incentives, recognition, you're doing, you know, meetings. And so did this happen in layer one for you? It started to crack open, right? And
Yes.
I'm just so proud of you for that. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Amy, come on. I know you're proud of something.
It's hard. I mean, I'm learning some of the tools on Vibe. You know, I'm just trying to get comfortable with the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Amy, you have learned some of the tools on Vibe, and you've opened. So now I'm going to tell you why I'm proud of you, Amy, okay?
Okay.
All right. Because you have been vulnerable. And, you know, somebody that's been with the company for a really long time, I think it takes a lot of courage for somebody that's been with the company, the length of association that you have, to say, you know what, I'm open to learning more. I'm open to doing more. I'm open to learning more. And that's what I need to do. And that takes courage and that takes vulnerability. And you've exhibited that in this group. And you have learned some new tricks and some new tools with Vibe. And I just invite you to keep that journey going. You know I'm here to support you in that if you want to keep the journey going. And I'm proud of you for that, because it's not an easy thing to do, especially when you're working in a diverse group. I think the beauty of this group, one of the beautiful things about this group, there's lots of beautiful things about this group, but you know, sometimes people are intimidated with a smaller group, but I think this smaller group was exactly what was meant to be for this time around, because people are in different places, and it allowed us to kind of step outside of our comfort zone, I think, in a lot of cases, and be vulnerable and try new things. So Amy, kudos to you. I'm proud of you to say, you know, with the years of that you have in Avon and the experience, and you're a top performer. I mean, you've done some amazing things throughout your years at Avon, and yet you still raise your hand and say, I can learn some new tricks. So kudos to you on that. I'm really proud of you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So I don't think Miss Polly has joined us. I don't see her. So Miss Polly, as you're listening to this recording, Amy and Kelly and I are anxious to hear what you're celebrating on your journey through this program. I kind of have a couple ideas of what that might be, but I'm not going to steal your thunder. So we'll ask you to share that either in a group text or to share it on our leadership development group page. That would be fun. But I want to say, in front of Kelly and Amy, why I'm really proud of you, Polly, is because, you know, Polly, you've had some real personal challenges over the last year. And what you've done is you've said, I'm not giving up. I'm not letting this defeat me. I love what I do with Avon. This is a passion of mine. I love empowering other people. And by golly, I'm going to rebuild. And, you know, you've had a team of a certain size, and it's different coming into this program, yet you're not letting that deter you. And you're picking up some of the skills that you've done in the past, and you're resharpening your saw. And you're getting back on the horse. So I'm very proud of you, too, for having the courage to do that. Again, it's not an easy thing to do. Sometimes it's easier to just close the door and walk away, but that's not who you are. And you know you can make money in this business, so you want to get back to the business of making some big money. So, Polly, that's why I'm proud of you, and I just wanted to do it on the recording so that Kelly and Amy could hear it too. So, yay to all of you. All right, I want to share. Yes. I'm going to share. And Amy, I know you can't see this, but what I'm bringing up on the screen is I'm bringing up the application guide that you all got in the email, and just to do a really quick high-level overview of it, and then we're going to do a little bit of some more celebrating. But again, as I said, this is really about you reflecting on what value you got, how you'll use this program to impact your ability to achieve your goals. So that's something we'll talk about on our one-on-one. What changes have you made to your approach in your Avon business? And how are you feeling about things today? And then the competency piece is here. So if you go back and pull out your first, and if you don't have it, I'll have it, but and we can do it together as well. We can look at the 4 competencies of plan, manage, lead, and sell. And we can say, you know, at the beginning of the program, I wasn't feeling, you know, all that consistent with this. I was kind of inconsistent, but now I'm feeling a little bit more consistent. Or I was really challenged at the beginning of the program, but now I'm feeling less challenged. I'm feeling much more consistent. Or, you know what, beginning, maybe you had most of these were consistent for you, but there were a couple things that you wanted to work on, and you worked on them this time around, and you're really seeing some things happen in your business, and you're translating this over to your team as well. Then the action plan with this application guide is, how will you continue your development following this program? What's next for you? How will you keep sharpening your saw? What do you need to do that? Just some things for you to think about. Your key learnings, we already talked about that. Is there any support that you need from me, other people in the group, maybe your upline, maybe people on your team, so on and so forth? This is so key. How are you going to duplicate this with your people, and how are you going to keep doing this yourself over the next 90 days? So those are the pieces of the application guide that I'll ask you to fill out, look at, and then bring to the table. Fill out. Of course, you're going to look at it. That was silly. But bring to the table on your one-on-one coaching call. Okay? Any questions about that? Oops. Oh, dear. I went. Oh, okay, we're good there. All right. So just a couple things here. That's what we'll talk about. Oops, whoops. Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Got to get this to work. Come on. Here we go. I know you can't see this, Amy, but it's coming. I'm loading up a video, Amy. That's what I'm doing. You'll be able to hear it, I think. Do you have your envelopes from me? If you have them, the envelopes
I do. I left them at home. I left it at home.
All right, Amy, when you get home, you'll have to open it.
I know. I was planning on being home tonight, and I got called to work both jobs, so that's my deal.
That's okay. So I'm playing pomp and circumstance because this is your graduation. Kelly, did you get your envelope?
I did not get it today.
Oh, no. I got mine yesterday.
I'm sorry you did not get it today, Kelly. I mailed it plenty early, so I'm not sure. You'll probably get it tomorrow. Okay.
Probably.
But in your envelope, what you both have, Amy, I'm going to spoil the surprise for you. But what you're going to find in your envelope, Polly, you're going to find your leadership development graduation certificate. So Polly's on the screen first. So Polly, congratulations. You'll find your certificate in that envelope and a little gift from me to celebrate your success. Amy, you're on the screen right now. We have your picture and it says congratulations, graduate. So you will find that in your envelope as well. And Kelly, you will find yours as well in your envelope when it gets to you. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Congratulations, ladies, on a job well done. And I've shared with you why I'm proud of you. I hope you're equally, if not more, proud of yourself because you should be. And so, the close of our quote today, and I'll give you guys a moment if there's something you want to share, but I have a big sign in my office. Actually, it's a big wooden sign. It's big. It's probably like, I don't know, 3 feet by 2 feet or something like that. Maybe a foot. I don't know. This big. And it says, I'm not in my office. I'm in a hotel room in Wisconsin Dells right now because of due to PRP tributes. But it says dream big. And it's one of my favorite inspirational things in my office. For several reasons. When I first came to Avon, I always signed everything dream big, Lori Valentine, dream big, Lori Valentine, dream big, Lori Valentine. And one of the representatives, leaders that I partnered with for years, when I went on to do other things at Avon, gave me this sign. And she said, I want you to take this with you because you've inspired me to dream big and you've always put it out there. And so I'm giving that back to you. And so I really believe in dreaming big. We get to create our future. We really, truly do. Things pop in, things get in the way. They absolutely, positively do. Yet it's our choice and our attitude to how do we work around that, work through it, whatever it is we do to get to those big dreams that we have in life. And I believe that you guys all have that capacity to make that happen. I know that. I believe in you. I believe that you can create whatever your future is that you want for yourself and your family. I know you can. So go do it. Make it happen. So before we close out tonight, is there anything you want to share with each other?
I'm proud of all of you ladies. Amy, I saw your name come across an email recently in the recognition. I don't remember what it was, but congratulations. And I know I saw some Polly's name in there too. So congratulations to Polly, both of you. I'm proud of you too. And Lori, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my honor. Thank you. Amy, anything you'd like to share?
No, this was just fun, interesting to get to know more of the Avon family, and just to kind of open up some more windows for me.
Good.
Just to, and it's just kind of get me an idea to go into some of these windows. And like you had said, I've been with Avon for a very long time, and I have to dig a little bit deeper to go, you know what I mean, to continue to grow.
Yeah.
My sales and also my unit sales, to grow overall.
Awesome.
So it's been fun. I mean, I've learned, some things this time, and plan on doing this again in the near future. I'll do the training again to learn more.
Good. You're always welcome. You guys know the door is always open for you in that respect. And what's going to happen is you're going to move from your leadership development group in Facebook of the 3 of you. I'm actually going to transfer you all over into the leadership development alumni group in Facebook. So you'll see that happen, if not today, in the next couple of days. And so that creates even a larger community for you, Amy. So anybody that's gone through this program and has graduated from this program like yourself will be in the alumni group as well. Another thing that we are doing as an alumni group is we have a masterminds group, and that meets once a month. And we just did that tonight before this call. Kelly was on that because she's a graduate from another class. And so that was, I thought it was kind of fun. Kelly, what did you think?
Yes, I really enjoyed it.
It was really kind of fun. So it's Amy, to your point about creating a community and enlarging, you know, your group of who you know. It definitely does warrant itself to that as too. So Polly, we'll transfer you over there as well. I know you're listening to the recording when I send it to you, so we'll get you guys in that as well. But I look forward to our next one-on-one coaching call. We have one more of them on the calendar, I believe, and if we don't, just send me an email after this or a text, and we'll get it on the calendar, okay? Is there anything else before we say goodnight, graduates?
No, not at all. I think it's all good.
All right.
Goodbye, Kelly. Goodbye, Lori. Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, Polly.
Good night,
Good night.
Polly.